What's going on, y'all? This is Alexander. You are plugged into the Nerd Companion. What's going on, y'all? This is Alexander from the Nerd Companion coming at you with a ClashCast episode going over WWE's 2025 SummerSlam. I've got my boy, John Poca Sangre.
What a SummerSlam, huh?
What's that?
What a SummerSlam.
Man.
Probably the best SummerSlam there has been in years.
Yeah, I remember the SummerSlam last year was pretty good as well, but that pales in comparison to this SummerSlam. What was your biggest shocking moment?
Well, dude, like this whole prior to SummerSlam thing, you know, I'm a big Seth Rollins guy. You know it. Y'all know it. That to me is my GOAT. No, but you know, when he got injured, I was like, dude, he tore his ACL again. It looked nasty. It looked real, legit. I still think he probably hurt it a little bit.
They even like sold it with the weird finish.
Yeah, the weird finish, and then at the ending of that match, what was it, Saturday Night Live? They posted on social media, like, you know, him getting walked out with a couple people, and he's over there just letting it all out. He looked frustrated, gets on a podcast the next day, sells it, is selling it on social media with Becky, bro. I was like, yo, man, this guy's going to lose the Money in the Bank. So, I mean, there was all of these, it's all like work. To me, I was like, that's not work, dude. That knee buckled, bro.
There was a lot of people that said it was a work, though, too. I mean, but then was slowly convinced that it wasn't, right? Because of all the selling that they did.
They did sell it really good. But that, to me, was the most shocking moment. Obviously, night two, there was a little shock, too. But, man, dude, how they played it, he walked out, you know, he turns back, and then just lets it go, bro. Lets it go. I was like... I lost it for a second.
Yeah, my wife was in the bedroom doing her hair, and I started screaming.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Is okay? Man. I was like, no, it's not okay. I mean, it was.
Dude, he's definitely the best Money in the Bank holder, like, of all time. Both cash-ins have been tremendous. The first one, never would have thought of it. At WrestleMania, was at that time I wanted it. I remember watching it, and I actually was watching it with family. I was like, Roman Reigns, man, he got to win as champion, and then Seth comes out and just steals it, bro. Amazing. But this one was perfect. I mean, like he said, since CM Punk, he's not going to let CM Punk win that champion.
Yeah. I definitely thought when he came out, he was just coming out to say, get comfortable, and kind of just taunt him and then walk out. But then when he stopped, this whole thing was a work. Yeah.
But yeah, to me, that was the most exciting moment for me. Obviously, the whole pay-per-view itself was really good to me. But overall, I think the pay-per-view itself, like both nights, had a lot of good matches. You know, I was really, I came in thinking like, man, you know, why are they doing 2 nights for SummerSlam? I think that's a little bit too much.
Yeah. And they already got the next year's.
Seeing this, I think dude, it was perfect. It gave a lot of time to each match. You know, it was a lot of good storytelling. I think there was 2 matches that, like I said, that I didn't really care too much for, and I feel like they could have potentially been really good matches. And those being what was it, the solo match? You know, I thought that was gonna be like it, dude. That match should have been really, really good. And then the other one was the Jelly Roll match, which I really didn't care too much for.
Well, let's get into it then. Let's get into it. So, First match, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. What'd you think about that match?
And Roman, dude, coming out. First off, just coming out, dude, like he got this aura. You know, no matter what match he's in, tag, singles, dude, like he gets all the eyes. I think they oversold some stuff. Overall, it was okay. Do I think it was a pay-per-view caliber match? No, but I had fun. It was a fun match to watch. I think this match is just kind of like the beginning of a setup for the next couple months that we're going to see. So overall, I think it was okay.
I usually am not a fan of like the tag matches like that because it feels like they're just kind of watering down the hype.
Story,
because I feel like a lot of I think eventually down the road we're going to get the Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker match, and everyone's really hyped. I'm not terribly sold on it yet. I don't feel the hype between those two yet. You know what I mean? But I definitely enjoyed the match a lot more than I thought I would. And I think in the middle of the match, I came to the realization is that, you know what? As much as I want to see Roman Reigns wrestle, even though it's not a solo match, watching him wrestle, at least in this point of his career, is going to be a treat in itself because you're not going to get like a lot of it anymore. So enjoy the moments that you're going to get with Roman Reigns because you're just, it's like, it's a rarity. You know what I mean? You're not going to get it all the time. So just kind of enjoy the ride is what I was kind of telling myself. And I thought it was a pretty good match. And you can tell that whenever they wanted to roll it back in the beginning of the match, like they were just having, like you could just tell that they were just having a lot of fun. And seeing Roman kind of relaxed and not be so serious was fun to see. But I mean, it was a fun match, but it didn't feel like it was a canon match.
Yeah, it was definitely, to me, it was a filler match. It was fun to watch. I mean, like I said, not pay-per-view caliber, but I mean, it was cool. They got to fill in some time, and I think that was a great time filling in at the beginning of it, putting eyes on the pay-per-view immediately. It was Roman, of course, is good for the pay-per-view, but overall, to me, as a real wrestling, like I wanted to watch real wrestling, no, didn't care too much for it, like, but it filled in, you know. But like you said, man, we're not gonna see Roman that much. We do gotta enjoy it. I think, like a lot of people were like, oh man, back in the days, like Brock only shows up here and there. I didn't realize what they were doing with Brock would only come like once a month or twice a month. It just brought an aura, every time he came out, he sold tickets. That's what it was. And that's what they're doing with Roman. They're kind of saving him a little bit. He doesn't need to be out there every week. He doesn't need to be fighting every week, every month. Like he can step back and then come back in the picture and it's like, boom.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, it was a fun match. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The next match I was actually pretty surprised that I enjoyed. Because I'm surprised so it's Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair versus Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Both those girls are from Texas, right?
Yeah.
Roxanne and
I think Raquel. It's funny because Raquel went to one of my I think it was somewhere here in Texas. Yeah, for sure. Went to college with one of my god kids' dad. So
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He was a good
really
basketball
like
player.
the vibe that Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair have. Kind of like these sisters that kind of like fight a little bit, but are cool with each other. I think it was the best thing to happen to Charlotte since coming back, honestly, because I feel like she was getting some
Yeah.
hate.
Yeah, and I think it was the best time to put them together. Yeah, I didn't even think about it, to be honest. Like that it would be such a good like tag team. But then as they started like putting them together, I was like, hey, yo, this is actually fun to watch and
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
it was a
But
good
don't get
match.
me wrong, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxana, man, they've been killing it. Roxana kind of filled in for that tag team for Liv, but I honestly feel like it was a better story to me with Roxanne than with Liv because I feel like Liv. I do like her that she was a little tagged with Raquel, but she definitely needs that solo push, man. Like she has that aura in her. She needs to be like all eyes on her. I think that she's more comfortable in those spots when it's just her,
Yeah,
So
I feel that Liv is also like one out there that is do or die with wrestling. Like she really puts it out there and leaves everything out there on the mat for sure.
yeah, I had a lot of fun watching this match because both teams like they're really good. A lot of people don't know about Roxanne Perez, but man, dude, like she's from NXT, bumping her up to like Raw. It was, dude, she's cold, dude. Like even putting her last year in that this last WrestleMania season Elimination Chamber and stuff, you could tell, dude, she's top notch, bro. She is gonna be really good. She is already good, but I think that she has a lot more potential
For sure.
than a lot of these girls that have come up.
Yeah. Even with Raquel, that match that she had with Rhea Ripley in that street fight, like that match was probably one of the best matches that I've seen probably in a while. And that was at Night of Champions. But that match was absolutely bonkers. And that really kind of opened my eyes to Raquel because at least I felt she had almost ascended to another level to me after that
Yeah.
match. Because that
I
match
don't
was
think that
really
they're
good.
putting her in the right spots because she's kind of like been in the background for a long time. And dude, like if they put her in the right spots, Raquel can be really good too, man.
Yeah.
Like all them girls, those four girls are like potential world champions to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Easy.
Raquel should be at least in that world champion picture right now. I don't know what they're holding back on, but I mean, with this tag champion match, like I think they did good. Eventually she's gonna get her time. She could probably even be they can build her up to win the Rumble. Like I see like all that stuff. She's real good. So
Yeah. So next match we have Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. There, I
a lot of missed opportunities, I think, on there.
okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of missed opportunities for sure. I think this match had a lot more potential than what it had. I also think the timing of it, man, like where they placed this match, it wasn't good, man. In the middle of the pay-per-view, probably this was a time where they go and buy their beer and their food. So I think like it was just the timing of it. Maybe they should have had the girls back to back, but I think that they were trying to give it some space, or this should have been the second to last match instead of the Jelly Roll match. But I think it maybe would have been a timing. I love you. Yeah, so it was just the timing of it, I think. Jade, to me, she's beast, dude. That's another one that like should be in the world heavyweight, champion matches at all the time. She gets the women's champion match now, and it's just not good. Again, they just put it. I think it's just timing
I feel like
and
Jade
the
misses the
placement.
mark for me. Like she has like all the talent, but in regard to her mic skills, she just seems very bland, and I'm just not sold on it. You know what I mean? I'd rather watch someone has more of a gimmick or is more interesting on the mic, because anybody that's going to wrestle is going to sell and make it look good in a sense. Like Jade's talent and her athleticism is off the charts. It's just something about her personality or her character just needs work to me. So it's very hard. And Tiffany's got like her own thing. It's Tiffy time. She's kind of like this, like,
She's big, man. I mean, and
yeah,
she got a little aura in her too, man. Everybody
yeah,
loves a little Tiff time.
yeah,
I'm not the biggest Tiff fan, but I
yeah.
can see why they like her.
Yeah.
I can see why the fans love her. I mean, she's a
I mean, she
beautiful
got work with
woman.
Charlotte.
She's fun to watch. She's good wrestler. Like she has everything. She checks every mark.
Yeah.
And for me, Jay, like I said, she should be in every woman championship match. I think what would potentially push this woman to be the best we've seen in a long time is putting a manager on her. Put a manager on her. She doesn't have great mic skills. Put a manager on her.
Who do you think the
That's what they
manager
did
should
with
be?
Roman. That's the thing. I haven't put that much thought in it, but dude, if we're gonna put a somebody good, it got to be somebody on like with great mic skills. I would have said Paul Heyman should have been. That should have been Paul Heyman girl, but Paul is mixed up in this Seth Rollins storytelling, so he can't. I don't think that they should be putting him in two different spots. But she definitely needs someone like Paul, like that can hype her up like they did Brock Lesnar. Like we
Yeah.
need someone like that. I don't know who it could be. If they're gonna bring a woman and doing that, I couldn't tell you who it could be, but she definitely. I think what they need to do is put a manager on her, let the manager speak, let it be someone that can just like hype her up, and
Yeah.
boom, she'd be top notch.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, it was a pretty good match. I didn't think that Jade was going to win, to me. I mean, talent wise, it was up in the air, but in regard to like total package, I was like, there's no way they're going to put it on Jade right now, because even when I wasn't convinced on Tiffany being the champion, she at least had a whole character that was convincing. You know what I mean? Like she just seems like a create your own wrestler in a video game kind of character, not really. But yeah, she's really good. She's going to grow for sure.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah. Sami Zayn
Back to
versus
the
Karrion
Sami
Kross.
Zayn. Yeah, yeah. I think you had a lot to say on this. You were telling me. Yeah, man.
Okay. I'm a huge Karrion Kross fan, and watching him, yeah, watching him with AOP, I feel like was the biggest flop and waste of time possible, because they didn't even like it. Just seemed pointless. Like they were pushing Authors of Pain more than they were pushing Kross, and Kross was just sitting there like a manager, but wasn't doing anything. I mean, I feel like his biggest match with him was at WrestleMania 40. That was it. And so now he has this big mic drop from WrestleMania about being pissed off about not being on the card in his own city. And he basically kind of made a name for himself off of this like post promo, and the crowd ate it up, right? He was getting merch sales, and it was almost the LA Knight story where he was just like he was getting so hot, like it was undeniable, right? And then they go in and they set up this story with Sami Zayn, and then at Night at Champions, okay, he loses. Okay, all right, maybe they're going to build to like something big, right? And so they continue the story. It's like, oh, okay, all right, maybe Kross is going to get Sami to do this thing. And then they don't, and he loses again. I'm thinking to myself, the character you want to put on Kross is kind of like this unstoppable force. You're putting him down against Sami, and it's not anything against Sami, but if anyone could take a loss, it's Sami.
The Karrion Kross thing, it has pissed me off since they let him go, number one. I see why, because, when they brought him up with the Vince era, it didn't work. Now that they brought him back with Triple H and they try to put AOP on him, I saw why they maybe, were trying to build AOP with him. But then as time went by, I feel like again, it was just a waste of time, I think. They were pushing AOP more than they were pushing him. So every time that he is about to get some spotlight, I feel like they always push him back. Them doing that to him at Mania and him doing that, self promo online, I think that was the best thing that he could have done. Did I think it was work? Maybe I'm part of the WWE, maybe not. But if it wasn't, dude, that's why the people fell in love with that promo, and they're starting to say, "Hey, we want Kross," but they don't know if it's work or if it's just him. But it did feel like it was a frustrated Kross that wants more spotlight. Now the people are wanting that spotlight, and then they give it to him, and they give it to him in a sense of like, why? Like, why do you put him in a loss?
Right. Like you give him all that spotlight, and then what? You have him lose? Like, what was the point of all that?
Yeah, and I think the problem with him is they don't know how to book him, and
book him like a Brock
book him
Lesnar.
with. Yeah,
They need to book him like a Brock Lesnar. That's I feel like who his character is, right? You can't have him getting squashed by Sami.
Yeah. And the other thing is like he is a heel, like more of a heel type. So like if they don't want to just put like a heel type of like character on him, then do an anti-hero type of guy that still does like things like in a gray area. But I just don't know what they're doing with him. Like
I think he really
should be in
enjoys
the middle of the card. On like a United States champion. Like push him to be the next heavyweight. Be in the heavyweight picture because that's where he needs to be. And instead, he's like way below that. He doesn't even get like an opportunity for the U.S. champion. They're too focused on with Solo and So it's like, dude, like give him more time. Like, but I do think that they have something planned for him. They're letting it his contract die out, and I hope that he doesn't go anywhere because I do think that he needs to be in the main event picture at some point.
Yeah.
And he needs to be at least one of the last fours to me in the Royal Rumble. Push him all the way to Rumble, and if people are still behind him, there you go.
I mean, they could have been doing this as a trial run to see if a loss brought any negative attention, at least on social media, to see if they are really getting, an emotional build off of this guy. But yeah,
dude,
it just seems
him and
weird.
Cody. Why not book it? Like like
him versus Cody.
Build that match up all the way to Mania. And Cody could be a potentially good one.
So if you think about it, his character work is basically like, he's kind of like the Joker. He tries to bring out the necessary evil in the characters. He tried to do it with Sami. And even in recent events, you start to see, a different side of Cody of like kind of reaching in and doing stuff. So, I mean, they could work that story and have him lose. But
dude, I have been saying, I'm like, yo, like put him in the main event picture, build him up. If they're trying to hold him back right now, maybe this is a good idea. Hold him back a little bit, but then start building him from right now because right now we're about to start building for what's coming up next and next Mania. And that potentially to me is going to be a great match. You're already starting to see Cody, like people are being like, oh, Cody's going to turn. What's going to get him to turn?
Yeah. No, I can definitely see that.
Kross is going to be the reason why he turns. Let him make him go crazy. Let him do some mind games. Build that to Mania, dude. That would be big, dude.
Let's go Triple H. Let's go Triple H. You heard it here.
Get us in the writing room, dude. Get us in the writing room, dude. That would be such a good job.
That'd be so crazy.
Oh man, I'd love to be. I'd throw all kinds of stuff at them.
You watched?
Now let's get to the Jelly Roll match, bro.
All right, you know what? Okay, so you didn't like that match, but I liked it, dude. Dude. Okay, so this is what pisses me off about the internet right now. It's with Logan Paul. Okay, I love Logan Paul. I don't care what anyone says, bro. Everyone says, I hate him. He sucks. I hate him. He does this. He does that. And I'm saying to myself, he is a heel. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. You hate him.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Are you so
I don't
stupid?
have a problem with Logan Paul though. I had a problem with, why is this match like even at the top of it? Why not start it like with Roman and Jay, like or something like. I was
Like
like, dude,
have the Randy Orton match start the night?
yeah, it's like, dude, I don't think that, and immediately after that is the world champion match. It's like, bro, come on, man. Now, Jelly, okay, I see it. These are big names. Like, they need to put eyes on the pay per view. Jelly Roll's a big artist. Logan Paul is a big name. Logan Paul to me has already made a name for himself in WWE. The dude is great. Dude knows how to wrestle. He knows how to speak. He knows how to freaking get people emotionally involved, getting pissed, and so. And then not even that, like people tune into his podcast later on, no matter how much they hate him on TV, they still tune into his podcast to listen to everything. So the dude is great marketing. So overall, like I see why WWE puts him in the spots with all these good superstars. Now Drew deserves a match that like is wrestling top material.
Yeah.
Drew is
Love
the
Drew.
man, bro. Randy Orton, another one, is a man
Love
too.
Randy.
But dude, like, and then you put him with like Logan Paul and Jelly Roll, it's like, meh.
I don't know, bro. Like I like all three of those wrestlers. Like
Yeah.
I love all three of those wrestlers. I would even argue to say I kind of like Drew McIntyre more than Randy Orton right now. Honestly.
Bro, I have been a Drew fan, dude, since they let him go. When he started going crazy in TNA and then made a name for himself in Japan and stuff like that, dude, I knew at some point he was gonna come back. And then his character itself, like, is just so badass, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
His
I
Board at
think
Work t-shirt's probably the best t-shirt that he's ever made. And he has banger t-shirts that are hilarious. He's an
now I
absolute
do feel
troll.
like they screw him a lot though. But now I think he needs a heel championship run. So hopefully they'll start putting him in that picture as well because he kind of had a face run and unfortunately it was the COVID era and because of him they pushed through that era and it just sucks. Like he definitely deserves a championship match soon. I think because he's age, bro. Age is like he's getting older. He's only won what 2 champions. Really, one was like 5 seconds, but I mean, he needs to be in those championship matches. But overall, I mean, back to the match itself. Like, I mean, it was okay to me.
You are tripping, dude. I
I
was entertained the
did
entire
it
time.
have some good like moves, good wrestling, good stuff. Like, yes, shout out to Jelly Roll because he trained.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about it.
It
You
looked
don't
like
want
he
to go
lost
out
a
there
ton
and
of weight.
dude, he lost a lot of weight. He looks great. So I'm glad that he was able to train. Uh-oh. Go charge it.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
Yeah, who's your favorite wrestler? John Cena? Isn't that Roman Reigns no more? I'm gonna tell Roman Reigns.
He's like, oh, I see what y'all are doing.
What would you rate it from 1 to 10 though, that match, realistically?
Wrestling wise, I would give it probably like a 6 or a 7. Storytelling wise, I'll give it like an 8. But I mean, so the story is focused around Jelly Roll, right? And so it's really all centered around him.
But is it
What?
the thing about it is like did you think like they actually pushed the story like really well?
No, not at all. So okay. Do I think it was the right move from a PLE standpoint? No. But what do you think?
What do you think about Jelly Roll?
Silence. No, from a wrestling standpoint and a PLE from WWE, no, I don't think it was necessarily the right move. But I think the story was primarily about Jelly Roll. It wasn't about Randy. It wasn't about Drew. It wasn't about Logan Paul. It was about Jelly Roll being an outsider coming in. It was just more of like here's a little side story to like everything else is going on. But I feel like I can't talk about this match without talking about Logan Paul doing the frog splash onto the what did he did.
Dude, he always gotta have those spots, bro.
What's that?
He always gotta have those spots.
Yeah.
Those spots are so sick on him, dude.
Dude, he's
and
so...
then with his little like drone sometimes, how like they let it just go, dude, so sick.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's why they love him too. It's just like the things that he does. Obviously, like I said, he's put a lot of work in and he's a full-timer.
All that to say, that match was more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. Mainly because Yeah. It was just more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. Because the entire
Okay,
build, I was
I'll
like,
let you think that one. I'm good.
well, I'm saying this in regard to the build. Like, I'm thinking to myself, why are they doing this jelly roll thing? This thing is a terrible idea. I hate it. It's dumb. But then I watched the match. I was like, oh, okay, all right, that was better than what I thought it was going to be.
I
But
mean, if I was in the stadium, yeah, whatever. I'll sit there and watch it. But in all honesty, that's where I started making my popcorn and stuff. So getting
I don't
ready
know,
for the
bro.
next
You,
match,
you get you get Logan Paul on a PLE match. I'm sitting down. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna
Now,
watch that.
he does have some cool edges too. He has some cool moments. I gotta give him that dude is a good wrestler. He has like awesome moments, like like all the clips on social media and stuff that they use for him, dude. They're so cool, bro. Like I said, like with all those drone things that he's done, and then flips, and then doing the frog splash on it is awesome. Those are all work, but it's cool, man. It looks good, man. Brings a lot of eyes to it. And again, it's Logan Paul. More people that don't watch wrestling are gonna watch these clips because of him.
And I think that's the
Yeah.
point of bringing Jelly Roll is to get more eyes on
And
it, right?
yeah. And you're seeing it, dude. In the last year or two, we have seen how much wrestling has grown. They're using social media, push this and elevate WWE to another level. And they've done such a good job. And I think that they have to put these like stories inside in order to keep those, keep them rolling. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, well, let's get into the main event of night one on Saturday.
the best, the best.
So much that match was so much better than I thought it was gonna be.
Dude, to me, that it was like a 9 or 10 out of 10. Dude, like, they have become such a big fan of Gunther. Like, I like Gunther for his wrestling, but then these last few months, like, just like him pissing everybody off with Goldberg, everything that he tells Goldberg, and then he pisses off freaking CM Punk. It just like, he just trashes every single body. It sucks because, I get that in WrestleMania, like, Jay had to win this, but man, that really, like, that kinda hurt him. That's kinda hurt his character
Yeah,
because, dude, like, this guy's so strong. Like, I feel like he's such an unbeatable wrestler, like, and his character that they created him to be needs to be the type of, like, hey, this guy doesn't lose. And now, honestly, the way he lost to CM Punk, bro, like, it took every single thing out of CM Punk
two
to beat him.
GTSs.
And this is exactly what they should have done at Mania with Jay. Like, they should have been every single thing that they could have thrown at Gunther in order
Yeah,
for him to lose. And that's how it should be. If he loses again to another person, it has to be that way. You can't just have him lose like a quick 3-minute match. Nah, bro. He has to talk his smack. He has to beat the mess out of his opponent. And then, I mean, he's just such a good heel, man. Like, the way that he carries himself, it's so good. It checked every box for me. If it would have finished the way it finished, the CM Punk winning and Seth not even cashing in, it would have been, that's it. It's good. It's 9 out of 10 to me.
yeah.
Yep.
The everything you said about having to give everything you have in your arsenal to take him down is definitely what it showed from the match, because the two GTSs, like the first one he hit and he was standing back, and then he mounted him for another one. It was, and those two GTSs, I think, were the best two looking GTSs because it looked like it hit him right under, like in the esophagus.
It was awesome to watch. The wrestling was good again. Like, I can rewatch that match and not be bored. That's one of the matches that I'll go back and rewatch. And I'm like, this is good wrestling.
Yeah.
This is good storytelling.
And then, of course, you get the cash in at the end. So it's like not even, CM Punk gets his moment and then immediately taken away. I was thinking how dirty it was.
Dude, you know me, man. Like I said, a big Seth Rollins guy. This was great to watch. He fooled me. I'm gonna
He
tell
fooled
you
me.
that. He fooled me. They worked all of us.
I
Bro, but
remember,
as soon as they didn't put the description down, I was like, man, something's cooking back there. But he lifted up when they put the camera on CM Punk's face. CM Punk is super tired, eyes are red, man. And then his music hits, boom, beautiful story time, bro.
yeah,
It
you could
was
see
amazing,
CM Punk's stomach drop from under him when the music hit. It's like, oh, that sucks so much, CM Punk. I'm so
dude.
sorry.
Everybody was like, man, dude, he's just coming out to
Yes, that
pretty
was what I
much
was
warn
thinking.
him. He just
Whenever he
pretty
first
much
got
come out to
injured,
warn him.
Yeah, whenever he first got injured, I remember talking to all my friends. I was like, dude, this sucks so much because he was just coming out. He was just coming up with Paul Heyman to build his character. Like, this was going to be his big push. He might get as big as Roman Reigns. And it all got shot to shit when he hurt his knee. I felt
Dude, but
so
you know
bad for
what?
him.
All this is literally the best thing that could have happened because I feel like there was a point now, like they were like, why is he even with Paul? And how is Paul gonna build him? And this is exactly how. They're like, he pretty much gave him the whole story is like, hey, Paul is behind the whole thing, like, selling his injury. And then him standing right there next to him holding that briefcase as he backs away and then just
He didn't even
drop.
back away. He was still there.
He just took a little to the side and backed away a little bit, and like and then the cameras focused on Seth. Oh, bro, and then the burn it down came on, and the fire, like everything was perfect. He drops his crutches. It's like, bro, no way, no way. Turns around,
That was
takes
so
his knee
nasty.
brace off.
He's so wrong for that, but so right
Dude,
for it too.
dude, that it was so good,
It was
bro,
so good.
so good,
And he's still so freaking over, dude. Like it's like
man.
he cannot get a real boo, bro.
Yeah,
Even he's a bad guy. Everyone's like, we love it.
bro. But who does he remind you of, like as this bad guy? It's Triple H to me. Back in the day when Triple H was this bad guy, everybody's just like, like, oh, dude, but they still loved him. They just couldn't boo him. He was just a
He's a
awesome heel,
legend.
but people were so in love with Triple H like character. It's like, oh man, I'm such a Triple H guy, dude. And then the other one is Stone Cold again, heel. People are still gonna like be like, yeah, they don't boo him. Yeah,
Yeah. The only boo I feel like he ever got was no. The only boo I feel like Stone Cold ever got was whenever he wrestled in the Astrodome and went with Vince McMahon. He was just beating the hell out of The Rock with the chair.
5-year-old me was just like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. My mom was like the biggest Rock fan at that time, and I was like kind of trying not to even like say anything, but I was the biggest Stone Cold fan at that time.
Yeah.
Dude, CM Punk, like he has such a big fan base. It's crazy. It's like, like either you really love this ending or you really hated it, but regardless of even if you loved it or hated it, I think it was such a great ending to the first night. It was like that's how it should
All the rest is good
WrestleMania
for
should have
us.
been done.
Yeah. So that's night one. We can get into night two, and I'll let you take a lot of the lead on this. But Women's World Championship, Naomi versus Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. I'm glad that Naomi still won.
Dude, what they're doing with Naomi, amazing, bro. I don't know where the flip switched, but man, dude, Naomi is on a different level. I didn't even think that Naomi had this potential to be this good. Her being a heel has been so good and so cool to watch because when we think about Naomi, you think about this glow and it's like, that was her character, like all this colorful stuff, and then just like it became so dark as she came back. Her going to TNA was the best thing for her because I feel like that just like put different eyes on her and different storytelling on her, and which has brought her to this.
Yeah.
And I didn't think taking Rhea and Io like out of the championship picture is any good idea. So putting them all together, great match, dude. Like that was a good women's championship world champion match. Naomi they did a great job by keeping her champion. I think that she has so many good stories to still go. She can fight so many good wrestlers. So I'm excited to see who they put next to her. But eventually, I think her and Jade are, that's going to be something that we're going to be able to see. And I think it's going to be a good story there, too. So,
I think that's why Jay didn't win a lot of it.
yeah. They got to build her up, too. But this is good, man. Naomi, like just on the mic, she's been so good and just pissing people off. And it's fun to watch. Her wrestling has been good. Watching her, she's such a beast, dude. She's so good. Overall, I think this was a great match.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm happy with the outcome. Next match, the TLC.
It was
That was
great.
like an hour
Were you
long
able to watch
match.
this one? It was. I feel like we have not seen a good TLC match like that in a long time. They had all these TLC pay-per-views and TLC matches that just kind of. This was exactly like the feeling that if we're watching Jeff Matt, Edge, Christian, like, that's kind of how it felt. The tag team division is so hot right
It's so
now, and
stacked.
it's so good, and the Street Profits and putting Andre and Ray together, like,
Oh my God, dude. That
I love
that
it,
team
dude.
right there is so good, bro.
I'm a big Andrade fan too, and that, like, I'm always like, yo, he needs to get a champion, like a solo champion. But putting him with Ray was such a good move, like that is putting more eyes on him that he needs, because I feel like that's what he's missing, a lot of eyes on him. And Ray and Andrade is such a good mix, and then the machine guns are so good. Like, they're on the older side, but they're still killing it. So DIY's always been good, dude. To me, that's great tag team. They shouldn't split them up. I do. I think they have good potential single runs, yes, but together they're so good. When they're together and they're clicking, good. And then you have the Wyatt Six. It's like, dude, this whole match was stacked with good wrestlers. So
It was dope.
that's why it did take as long as it did,
Yeah.
and they did a good job. I think that the Wyatt Six shouldn't have won, but regardless of it, I think this was a pretty good match to me.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit, okay?
I wonder how long the Wyatt Six is going to keep that. The champ.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be like a good face team to beat them, dude. Because
I'm surprised that they're trying to go heel with them.
they should keep them. They should be heel. It's kind of like the Gunther thing. Like, they need to get every single thing out of them and beat them in the toughest way in order to take the championship away. That's what the Wyatt family or Wyatt Six should have been with Bray. That he should have been an unbeatable character. And towards the end, the way that Seth beat him, like, that just it wasn't good. So it needs to be a good face team that pretty much takes every single thing to beat them, pretty much. Keep it on though, it's fine. But is it gonna be a little bit boring at sometimes? I do think so. And it's gonna be hard to find an actual tag team that people are really, really behind, which I don't know who that is right now. Because I feel like everyone, like the Street Profits, they were trying to lean them tired towards the heel run. DIY is still kind of like, like, to me, DIY is good, but I don't feel like people are behind them as much. Motor City, Machine Guns, it's like, I don't feel like they need any more push, but at the same time, it's like, I don't think that's the team to beat them. It needs to be someone good, and maybe they do they push Ray and Andrade to be the biggest face that they can be, and then that
I'm
would be
for
the
it.
team.
I'm for it.
So, but we should see. I think yeah, they're gonna be champions for a while. I think. I just don't see a tag team even in NXT that could come and beat them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean, even if they use someone in TNA, I just don't know who.
It was wild. It was a wild match for sure.
Yeah, it was good. And then
Women's Intercontinental Championship, no DQ. Becky versus Lyra. Lyra's really grown on me in the last couple months. I used to not really understand. I think that's a lot with like the new and upcoming NXTers because I don't really watch NXT. So when I see them, I'm kind of like, who the hell is this? But she really has grown
no,
to me.
I feel like all the women that have come up, they're so good, and we just don't know about it.
Yeah.
So Lyra's one of those girls that came up, in the middle of like nowhere, and she is such a good wrestler. She's another one that's like, and I think that's why they're putting her in these spots in this intercontinental spot, because not everybody knows about her, and they need to put eyes on her, and she needs to grow and grow and grow in order for her to be world champion.
Yeah.
But she is so good, dude.
Yeah, she's good.
Man, putting her next to Becky, dude. Becky's such a beast, dude.
She's so good on the mic too.
Oh man, dude.
This despicable character she's playing right now is so good.
Yeah, and I think that like her like being so open to her, like her marriage being so open, being like, hey, yeah, I'm Seth Rollins' wife. It just like those two are like little evil wrestlers that everybody wants to hate, but they still love them.
Yeah. Power play,
Like,
man.
I love that. I love that for them. But no, yeah, Becky's in a spot where it's gonna be hard to take that champion off of her. She's gonna find a way, and then I thought she was gonna lose, and all of a sudden she found a way to win. Like, it was a good match. I think this was great. I didn't even think about it. Like, the females United States champion wasn't on this card, any of these cards, huh?
Nope. I
Yeah,
listened to a podcast, the Ringer Wrestling Show, and they had Chelsea Green on there, and she sounded pretty disappointed in that.
They always do that to her, man. And Chelsea's one of those girls that needs that push too. Like she's such a good wrestler. She gets put in spots where they make her lose, and she's still like people are still behind her.
She's awesome.
So yeah, they just need to book her right. And I think putting on the championship on her was a good idea, but now book her right.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think they have like a good booking for her. But the thing about her with her is like she's a heel. It needs to be like a face that pretty much that everybody loves to beat her. So who that is again, I don't know, man. But they got to play around with it.
Yeah. The next match, the cage match, Solo versus Jacob.
I'm a big Jacob Fatu guy too. Like I love that dude, man. Like
I'm watching it
put him
after
in
this
all the
recording.
good spots. He
Yeah.
did have a cool like he got to the top. He did a flip. He had some good. They have some good.
Spots.
Good wrestling overall. But I do think that
was one of my top hyped wrestling matches
Yeah.
of the whole PLE. I was saving it for today. I was gonna watch it today. I know all the results, but that and the TLC match were the biggest ones I was putting on top.
they should have put Jacob over, and they didn't. They missed. I think it was a
they
missed
got a story
opportunity
growing,
for
man.
them.
They got a story growing.
But how long can this story go for?
I don't think
It's
Fatu
like,
needs the belt, man.
like the thing he doesn't, but at the same time, if you're
I'm
gonna
not saying
put
he
him
doesn't
in this
deserve it.
situation, and like in a cage match, like he should have won. This is another match that's gonna be good, and I think they're building up to. This is a build up to War Games. It's gonna be Solos versus Jacob's crew. So that's gonna be. I think they're gonna have a couple of matches that they can pretty much build up to War Games. Because War Games is supposed to be a big pay per view, especially with how they're happening in the baseball place now, baseball stadium.
That's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see that. I'm honestly thinking about taking a trip out there for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be really nice. Man, that stadium's beautiful.
San Diego, yeah.
Dude, they're gonna have such a good time. Like, but it's gonna be interesting how they play the ring out, and how they set it up.
I think it's gonna be
But
nice.
yeah, I think this is definitely they're gonna continue on with this story at least until November.
Yeah. It's good. I love Solo Sikoa. I love him so much, dude. I think he's so good, dude.
I love you, Solo.
And then the whole Fatu family. I keep fantasy booking Zilla dropping in every single Fatu match. Every single Jacob match. I got, okay, Zilla's coming. Zilla's coming.
Maybe that's what they're waiting for. At War Games, they're gonna pull him out.
Dude, I can't freaking wait.
One person, and it's gonna be him.
Zilla's gonna be so freaking over. When he showed up at that TNA mat or the TNA, was it Slammiversary?
Yeah.
Everybody was eating it up.
Yeah, everybody already knows about him. He doesn't need to be in NXT or anything like that.
No.
So,
I mean, I'm sure they'll put him there for a little bit, kind of like they do with like some of them just put him there for a couple months, kind of inaugurate him. But yeah, dude, he's
or even put the NXT championship on him. That'd be good too. But they have a lot of good heavyweights down in NXT that not a lot of people are talking about. I mean, even they've lent them over to TNA. Trick, what the trick?
Maybe Zilla's the one who's gonna take it.
Maybe.
No,
maybe. We'll see.
All right, next match, Intercontinental Championship, Dirty Dom versus AJ Styles. I love how AJ Styles was pretending to be different people. That one SmackDown, and he was pretending to be the Valley guy. He was the janitor in the background, then turned around, it was him.
Yeah.
It was just so funny.
They built up this story pretty well. I think like the build up to this was good. Dude, I just don't know where Dom went. Like people are going crazy for Dom.
Yeah.
Like I love it. He is really good for the little time that he's been a wrestler. Like this dude is cold, man. Like the storytelling, like he's such a good heel, and people are just like loving him as a heel.
Putting him with the Judgment Day was genius. Like keeping him under Finn Balor, like having him, like I'm sure he's a mentor to him. I'm sure Finn is like the mentor for all the guys that go in that stable, guys and gals. But like he's just mastered the craft so well, so quickly. It's unreal. It's unreal.
And then all this was like I think it was like the 20th anniversary of like of Eddie and Ray like having their match.
Yeah.
So they kind of played a little
20-year superstar.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
so it was
Dirty
cool.
Dom. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. And then Dirty Dom is so good, and I think that they did the right thing by keeping the champion on him. As an Intercontinental Champion, especially with AAA, the Triple Mania coming up. Like I think that he's gonna win that Triple A champion, and he's gonna
You
be a
think
double
so?
champion. Dude, out of all of them, I do think that he's gonna find a way. And dude,
That'd be cool.
people love this guy, man. You watch the Triple A like clips. When he came out, people were going nuts. And him being that champion, I feel like it's gonna build him to be potentially in the heavyweight champion picture, because he's already starting to be like, yo, I'm the best luchador and Mexican luchador there is.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's legit, dude. And him putting that champion on him, that'll put the stamp on him, put more eyes on him. So the dude is good. Now, what sucks in this match is that AJ is on his last few, I think, months or year, and I would really have loved for him to win another champion or get another championship run. But that's the only downfall that I had about this match. But I mean, I get it, 100%. Dom deserves that spot.
Yeah, for
Good
sure.
wrestler, good storytelling, good like heel. His heel run's amazing to me, and just how far we've seen him come in the little time that he's been a wrestler. It was good, and the way that he won, again, it's heelish. People are
Yeah.
still behind him.
Yeah.
So
He's
I think this is
despicable.
a good spot for him, especially going into Triple Mania.
Yeah. Speaking on luchadors before we go on to the main event, one thing that I've really appreciated that I've noticed with, and I think Undertaker used to say, you have to protect your finisher. Like, you ever heard him talk about that? Like, don't overdo it and where people kick out. I really like that Penta has been winning without doing his Penta, the Penta driver. Like, but he'll win with a move that's really awesome. Like, whether it's like, I don't like on Raw last night, whenever he did that like reverse Hurricanrana. It's like that he wins with like these different techniques. And I think that wrestling should do that. Like, you don't have to finish with your finisher. Like, if you can come up with a good spot that looks good and powerful,
Grayson
then
Waller.
yeah, Grayson Waller. If you can finish your match with a good looking spot, and you, like, that deserves a count out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do your finisher. Like, save the finisher for something like, holy shit, like Undertaker, like once, like as they advocates for. I think that Penta's been doing a good job for finishing his matches without doing the Penta driver. And because he's always doing like some cool looking spot that you're like, oh, that would have KO'd anyone. Like, why did he KO that? But yeah, I really like that Penta's been doing that.
Now, what's crazy to me is that like how big Penta is. Like, how far is this guy gonna get? Like, he doesn't need a world champion right now, because I feel like he's so big even without it. Where do you put him? Like, I feel like he's so good. I don't know if they know where to put him because he's so damn good. Now, are they holding back to where we may see Dom win the AAA champion, and it's gonna be a win it all Penta and him at
I think that's going to be the
some
match.
pay-per-view? That's gonna be that's gonna be a good match. I think that's where they're probably holding back on him to see if they bring that AAA champion to Dom and then put him in a match like on a PLE, because I feel like that is gonna sell, bro.
Yeah.
That's gonna sell.
All right. Well, main event. I was surprised at how good this match was.
Oh, dude, this is what the
I think this is
WrestleMania match should have been like.
Yeah, I think this is John Cena's best match ever.
Dude, it was really, really good. There was so many stories out there that, yo, The Rock is gonna come, he's gonna turn on John, this and this, and someone's gonna come out and blah blah blah. I am so glad that nobody interfered, because, dude, both of these guys destroyed each other. They gave every single freaking move to each other.
The move
Like,
didn't
the
even start out
wrestling,
slow like every other match, like championship match. You know how they kind of like, grapple and they do the hip turn. Like, this went out and it was like throwing people out, stare, headshots. Like, it was just
yeah.
immediate chaos the second it started. And it was that way until it finished.
I loved that spot where they just hugged it out and he told them, all right, let's get going. Bye, bye, bye.
Yeah.
They started and that's it. Boom. They weren't playing. Let's get going, boy. Hey, John's in some of the best like shape I've ever seen him, even in like his prime, dude. It's crazy to see because he's at the age and then he only has a few more dates and it sucks, but he doesn't need a champion anymore. And I think that's good because he has like a list of who he wants to fight and who, like, towards the end. So
And we're going to
this is
get
a
one
great
for
spot
sure.
for Cody to get back that champion, and then going all out like they did and putting some of the best stories together like they did. It was good. It was good finisher. Like, they couldn't have done anything better to me. I'm glad nobody interfered. I'm glad it was like a passing of the torch because we've seen this We've seen it with Hogan and Rock and Cena, now Cena and Cody. This is that line of passing of the torch to me. This is how I think Mania should have finished, but at the same time, we needed that heel John kind of get a little taste of it. But I'm glad that John is back to his colorful ways, and we are now going to see an amazing match in the next couple of months
Yeah.
with Brock and him.
I like how whenever John came out, it had the all black, and then when the music hit, it shot to his original colors. Like that was, I got goosebumps when that happened.
too.
And I'm not even like the biggest John Cena fan, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, like that's what everybody was waiting for, was that.
Yeah.
But
But that heel run needed to happen for us to be like,
I
yes,
appreciate
this is
you.
John Cena. I appreciate you way more, dude. Like, I love it. Now, I'm not. I gotta say, I wasn't the biggest John Cena fan. I was a fan, but like, I feel like now that I know that his time, like these are the certain dates that we have and left to see him. I love him way more, dude. Like, it just makes me appreciate every single match that he is in. Even as a heel, like I was like, "Yep, we love it." I saw him at Mania, and I was just like, "This is it, dude. This is the last Mania that we're gonna see John fight in." Was it the best Mania? No, but I think that they were able to fix all that, and then pretty much let him have that last match with Cody and pass that torch. It was great wrestling, great storytelling. They checked every mark again, and it's like it finished tremendous, man. And I'm kind of glad Cody didn't go, heel just yet. I don't think that we're ready for that. I
I thought
think
it was
that they
gonna
need
happen,
to.
dude. And I kind of was getting sad watching it happen because, like, I'm not like I like Cody for who he is. I think he's a great champion. I like what he does for the WWE. I love that he goes out for the kids and does all these things. He's not my favorite wrestler, but he's definitely like one of my favorites right now. He's not my
Yeah,
favorite, right? But
yeah.
seeing him do the kind of necessary evils, I was thinking to myself, man, I feel kind of sad because my son is gonna be crushed. He's gonna, unless he just like, yeah, all right, and then he starts
And
like
that's why I
little
think
shit.
they weren't gonna pull that trigger just yet because I still think that the marketing for Cody right now is the kids. Like people love Cody, and they don't have another face that they can put the championship on. So many good heels, but who is the good face? Because that is the biggest problem. We don't have that many good faces right now that are like as big as Cody Rhodes. Like they had Seth at some point that like people were like, "Yo, that he's the face right now." But was he?
Yeah,
Not really.
he was a
But that's
tweener.
the only person. And then we had Roman as a semi heel. Now is starting to become a face.
He shook
But
a kid's hand.
yeah.
You saw
So
that? Like he
yeah,
never shakes anyone's hand. He shook that kid's hand before going
yeah.
into the match.
And it's the thing. It's like, but they need another person other than Roman. We know Roman has aura, but we don't need to put the championship on Roman. Roman needs no champion. He puts every eyes on that on WWE without a champion. So why?
Yeah.
Well, what do you need to?
That
So
match to me, it reminded me a lot of the Rock and Hulk Hogan WrestleMania match,
mhm,
where it was kind of people didn't know who to cheer for. They were
yeah,
booing for the Rock, but then they were booing for Hogan, but they were cheering for Hogan and cheering for like nobody knew what to do. Like that's how it was
that's
because
exactly what I thought too. That's the comparison that I did too. I was like, this is like that Mania 18 match, dude. Like
yeah,
when I was watching and I was going through it, and I was like, this is what it feels like. That's what it felt like. So that it was perfect passing of the torch. That's another like passing of the torch moment. Those three moments that I just listed with it being Rock and Hogan, passing the torch, Rock to Cena, passing the torch to New York, and now Cena to Cody. It's perfect. Like that. That is literally how and why they did that.
yeah,
So
and not a better way
overall,
to get. Go ahead.
yeah, overall, this match was to me like 9.5 or 10 out of
Yeah, dude, it
10
was
for
a really
me
good match.
because
I
of
was really
the
surprised.
storytelling, everything that it meant for both of those wrestlers and to us, how it made us feel. Not just that, because that's the most important thing. It's like they're doing all this, but how do we feel about it? And I think that if you speak to anybody that's a real wrestling fan, watching that match is just like, damn, man, it was just such a feel good moment that they both gave it their all. It was two faces going at it. It wasn't a heel John. It wasn't a heel Cody. It was just two faces, and this was the time to pass that torch, and they did the right exact thing. So
I think if people weren't completely solidified on John being a face after those colors hit from the black screen. They certainly did a good job executing that with what happened after that match.
Yep.
Like, he's now definitely a face. How surprised were you when you heard the guitar?
No,
like
yeah,
the,
dude. Like, and like I didn't think that anybody was gonna come out. But
Because you thought that
if
Seth
John
was
didn't
like the big
interfere,
surprise. Because you thought that was
if
it.
John didn't, I mean, Brock didn't interfere in this match, I didn't think it was gonna be anything out of it. They caught me by surprise with the Brock, man. They really did. I did not expect it, especially with all the allegations and stuff like this that Triple H pretty much didn't want nothing to do with it. But I think this is a John decision. I think John has a list of like, yo, these are the superstars that I want to finish all my dates with. He's already had a CM Punk, and now he's getting his Brock Lesnar. And I think that every time that Brock has came back, it has been John at SummerSlam. So
Yeah.
perfect. Put another one on there. Put another one on the list. So, and now we're gonna get that. It's perfect. It's perfect. And I think once they finish whatever story they're gonna do, we need a big old Brock Lesnar and John Cena hug, dude, because they really have told such good stories. Before this ends, like, who do you think that John is gonna finish his last match with? You think it's gonna be a passing of the torch, another passing of the torch, or
No, I think that they need to stretch out this Brock Lesnar thing to the very end. I think that John Cena. Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, well, let me say what I think, and then I'll ask you the question before we close out. So, I didn't watch the John Cena era, but I do know that Brock and John were always beefing, right? I think that if it's Brock Lesnar, you have Brock Lesnar, have him kind of like this shadow behind John Cena, have John Cena wrestle like whoever from this point forward, in the next PLEs or these next Saturday night main events, have him, wrestle who he's going to wrestle. But the last one I feel like should be Brock Lesnar. And then John Cena beats Brock Lesnar, and that's it. But have Brock always screwing over John, so everyone hates Brock, because now everyone loves John. And so everyone's like, wanting John to succeed, and Brock's always there, like messing everything up, even if it means John Cena loses these next matches as a face, right? At the expense or because of, Brock Lesnar. And then have that close out. But I mean, you tell me. I mean, who is left on the opponent side for John Cena if Brock Lesnar is not the last one, only last one?
one guy, bro?
Who? The Rock?
He is on the other ship. They got to figure out a way to get him back. It got to be John and Edge. It got to be, bro. We need a John versus Edge story. Like,
That's not happening, bro.
Man, that's what I want. That's what I want.
I mean, when is Edge's contract?
His contract. I mean, but even then, even if his contract's over, they got to work something out with AEW where John can have one more match with Edge.
October,
they need it. They both need
2026.
it. October. God damn,
it ain't happening, bro.
Next year. And as sour as AEW is, and I don't think it may happen, but if it doesn't play out that way, I think the way that you have said it, I think that's how it should be ended with Brock. Yeah.
But is there anyone else that you can think of that John could wrestle? Not even The Rock?
They already did a passing of the torch. I mean, if it would have been like, if Batista would have been in shape, I would have said like, hey, get one more match in with Batista. You want, things like that.
Have Stone Cold
why
run
not?
over John Cena with the 4-wheeler?
Yeah. That's how it is. It's like, like that would be the only matches that I'm like, okay, this could work. This could work. But the one that has been clicking in the back of my head for a long time is Edge versus him. Maybe Jeff Hardy versus John, but it wasn't big enough for me. I think the only two big ones were Brock.
We might get a Jeff. He's with TNA.
Yeah, Brock and then Edge. Those are going to be the last two because those have been his biggest rivals.
I feel like you can never say never in wrestling. I think you could always put Edge in there at any point. Yeah. If it
happens, dude, I'm all for it.
I feel like Adam Copeland or Edge, whatever you call him, is definitely at this. He's out of the stratosphere in regard to. He could probably ask Khan and tell Khan like, "Hey, I've got to wrestle John Cena," and then, he probably has that big of a bargaining chip where Khan's like, "Okay, well, I don't want to lose you over it," or, I mean, I don't know what the price is for a cutting of a contract early or violating a contract, but you can't say never. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm like, if there is one more person that we can add to that list, is him.
Okay.
It's definitely him, and it may be like a John versus Roman would work, maybe. I just don't. I don't see why they need to do the John Roman. But again, it's all on John. I feel like they're giving him the opportunity to pretty much create what matches he wants towards the end, because at least that's what he deserves, especially with how much he's done for the company. Because he was in a time where the company struggled, and he put that thing on his back, and it wasn't still the best time, but he still pulled that company going out of debt pretty much. So whatever he wants at this point, they should give it to him because they owe him that at least.
Yeah. All right. So all in all, I mean, SummerSlam, what do you give it? 0 out of 10.
I give it a 8.5 out of 10. Just
That's good. That's pretty good.
It was a great pay-per-view overall. I felt like it was better than WrestleMania. Like the way that they made this 2 nights. Like I said earlier, I didn't think it was gonna work. They made it work. They did a
Especially for the
tremendous
boat
job.
plot twists.
I don't know how they can top these. They did SummerSlam. Like, sheesh.
They'll find a way. They'll find a way.
They will. They will.
You say that always. Like, I don't know how they're going to top this. And, you're like, shit, they did.
They did. Yeah. And now they have so many ways that they can go. Seth and CM Punk have a story all the way to at least the end of the year, going on to Rumble. And then hopefully what we get and what we saw yesterday on Raw, it's like, I want to see a Roman and Seth,
See,
and WrestleMania. That's
the thing,
what we
though.
need.
I feel like you can go either way with CM Punk or Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And
yes,
I feel like you probably have to pull the trigger first on CM Punk because he probably has less time on his clock than Roman Reigns. But can you really stretch those stories out for 2 more years?
No, I don't see like this is the thing to me, and with that story, I think that them putting the champion on Seth at the time that they have put it on, I think that it's gonna carry at least to the end of the year. And if Punk is gonna beat him, it gotta be before Mania.
You think it'll be before Mania?
It gotta be a way where Roman screws Seth, and that's how CM Punk wins. And then we get a Seth versus Roman
non-title match.
Yeah, we don't need a title.
Yeah.
Like, they don't need a title at all. Their story is enough to, like, put that crap at least night 1.
That's gotta be at Survivor Series, that match.
Yeah.
Seth
so
and CM Punk.
I think the timing was perfect, and I think where CM Punk is gonna get his champion, he's gonna main event again, and who he's gonna main event with, I don't know, but I think with the Seth and Roman, the story, it has to be built up correctly in order for them to be at Mania. They both deserve this. Like, they love each other, and they have said it for the longest time. They want that match.
We'll get it.
And the
We're definitely gonna
timing
get
now is now. Really, they're both in the 40s. I don't know how much longer they have, at least being at the top and being a
Dude,
champion.
I think Seth is our age, man. I don't think he's in his 40s, bro.
Well, no, I think he's like 30, 38, going on to 40. Or Roman is 40. Roman got to be up there. Regardless, they're already towards
39.
like 39. You see, closest to 40. How old is Roman?
40.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, by the time we get to Mania, they're in their 40s, buddy.
40 is not what it used to be.
Yeah,
Not with all sports medicine
not with
and
them
exercise
two.
Science.
Them two look better than us in our 30s. So,
well, their whole job revolves around the way they looks.
We're over here eating burgers and pizzas, and they're over there 30, looking like they're 20.
Yeah.
But regardless, we don't know how much time we got left with them too, especially with injuries. So I'm hoping that we get that at least, like, knock that out of the park and boom. And I don't know when Dean is. At some point, I always say Dean is going to come back. As much as he hates the company, I think that they'll probably do that. When do you think? When is Dean's contract over? Let's see, because that could be the other thing. The story.
That's what I was actually about to look. 2020.
We got a long time to go that way. We won't see it happen. Then it is what it is. But yeah, man, they got good stories that they can pull out of and continue on. So overall, SummerSlam was not just good wrestling, good storytelling for SummerSlam. It created even more stories that they can use for the end of the year and they can ride out into Mania season. So pretty exciting time to be a wrestling fan, man.
I keep saying that, and it just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
But this SummerSlam, I gave it 9 out of 10. I think it's probably been the best PLE since WrestleMania 40, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This SummerSlam was absolutely killer.
Yeah, I had so much fun watching it. There was only a few matches that I was like, man, a little bit bored, but still really good, really good.
Well, hell, thank you so much for coming on and talking about the best PLE that's happened in a year.
For sure. Let's see when the next one is, man. It's always fun talking.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for
All
coming
right,
by,
brother.
man.
All right.